shell casings have been recovered from the crime scene area.
5 guns were recovered at the scene, all belonging to White's father. Investigators believe White broke into his gas station, took the weapon. He was upset about the COVID vaccine and Pratt County police officer was killed in the scene. Police investigators in the area started fires and storms around the area right now, and there's more on the way tomorrow to utilize the casino exit as it runs for evacuate unacceptable forecast coming up. Nurses at the United Union protest federal tax rates that will impact staffing and mental health services for veterans. Registered nurses in the hope because the Trump administration's cuts are jeopardizing their ability to care for those who have served their country.
We want to make sure that they are cared for properly. We don't want them to be just a number, an appointment in the community. We want them to be here so they can get all that they're here.
They say the cuts could slash veteran services by up to 50%. President Trump and Russian President Putin will meet in Anchorage, Alaska on Friday. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt confirmed details of the summit today. The two leaders are set to discuss the end of the war in Ukraine.
The goal of this meeting for the president is to walk away with a better understanding of how we can end this war.
Secretary Levitt face-to-face meeting with President Trump the best indication of how to end the war. All new at 2 o'clock, we're here for a brave legend who's closing his first bar this week. Morris opened at the Continental by British President Bill Murphy and his wife Nancy was 7 years ago. The restaurant was opened in 2017 and soon closed because of the major multi-million-dollar overhaul of the Galleria complex. Nancy tells rooms for February and we're looking to strong burgers with the Sunday food. So she complained a lot about the difficulties of the restaurant business, but he enjoys getting to connect with fans. As of right now, there are no plans to reopen the restaurant. In County, Jonathan, Oklahoma, 95.7 restaurant. Most of colleges and universities have a massive economic impact on the state. The economic impact on schools is about $23 billion. A 5% increase in a year ago. Graduates of the University of Princeton Mr. Baselga, Dr. Baselga, was so committed to the conspiracy. Our top local stories.
Some numbers and news three options for some Georgia college students to consider as the fall semester begins.
A huge drug operations busted in Roswell. These stories are coming in less than 90 seconds. Traffic and weather are first. Here's Smile and Dolphin. Construction going way on the connector. That means it's going on as crews will wrap up their work in 2 left lanes. 75 to 85 northbound. North of University Avenue makes it 244. Next report 540. Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Lucky this morning, but the radar's checking in clear for now. More scattered rain annotation. This is pod racing.
Which are simply files. You can spread all over. I even put them on our Google Drive or your OneDrive, anywhere that you would put your files. You could put these, they could be a spreadsheet, they could be the Slack API key, they could be an Amazon S3 bucket. You put that in your AWS account. And anytime somebody tries to access it, you know somebody's got your keys. They're in there. And you can adjust the alerts that matter in just the way you want them. It can be email, it can be SMS, it can be a Slack message. They support webhooks. They have an API. Of course, it should show up on your console any way you want. The point being, you're not going to get an alert unless you have a problem. Things canaries are honeypots that can be deployed, as you saw, in minutes. Then if somebody's accessing your lure files, those canary tokens, or brute forcing your fake SSH server, your Things Canary will immediately tell you have a problem. No false alerts, just the alerts that matter. So you see how easy it is. Choose a profile for your Things Canary device, register it with a hosted console, you get monitoring, you get notifications any way you want them, and you sit back and you wait. They can't help themselves. Once they breach your network, when they see it, they're gonna attack it. Same thing from the malicious insiders. On average, companies don't know they've been breached for 91 days. All right, how much does this cost? Is probably the next question. You can go to canary.tools/twit. $7,500 a year. You get 5 Things Canaries. You get your own hosted console. You get your upgrades, your support, your maintenance, all included. If you use the code TWIT in the How Did You Hear About Us box, you're going to get 10% off. And not just for the first year, for as long as you use your Things Canaries. And you can always return your Things Canary. They have a very generous 2-month, 60-day money-back guarantee, full refund. I should point out, though, during all the years that we have partnered with Things Canary, no one's ever claimed to get a refund. Visit canary.tools/twit. Enter the code TWIT in the How Did You Hear About Us box and get 10% off the life of your Things Canary, which is a fantastic deal. Canary.tools/twit. Thank you so much for supporting us for so many years. We're big fans of yours, Steve. I don't know, what should I make my Canary now? Maybe almost anything. It's so much fun. By the way, I've gotten some alerts, but they were just alerts that you disconnected your Canary. It was quick. You know why? We had a power outage. I didn't mean to disconnect it. I should put it on UPS. For a while we were getting, I forgot that Russell put fake on my network, and it was internally making all reports. And I was getting all these alerts. And then Russell said, oh, this is yeah, so I know it works. All right, back to you, Steve.
Okay, so last Wednesday, Socket Security detailed 2 particularly nefarious NPM packages they discovered in the repository. Their article is titled "Malicious NPM Packages Target WhatsApp Developers with Remote Kill Switch." The teaser, 2 NPM packages masquerading as WhatsApp developer libraries include a kill switch that deletes all files if the phone number is not whitelisted. Okay, so here's the top of their posting. They said, the Socket's web research team discovered 2 malicious NPM packages specifically targeting developers holding WhatsApp web.js, Bailey's, and similar libraries to build chatbots, customer service automation, and messaging integrations. Packages published by Mayflower, this bad guy, exploit this trust by positioning themselves as alternative WhatsApp socket implementations. The malicious packages first retrieve a remote database of whitelisted, basically good phone numbers from a GitHub repository. Both packages are base64 encoding, or use base64 encoding to obfuscate the endpoint URL. And in their documentation and in the show notes, I have the URL for any JSON file. They wrote base64 encoding conceals GitHub endpoint from casual inspection. The database is hosted on GitHub pages, making it appear legitimate, while providing the threat actor with remote control over which phone numbers will trigger destruction. The malicious kill switch logic is embedded within the request pairing code function, which developers would naturally call when setting up WhatsApp bot authentication. This function appears legitimate and necessary for WhatsApp integration. When request pairing code executes, it immediately begins the kill switch process. The logic is simple. If the phone number exists in the remote database, the package continues normal operation. If not found, the function sets the gets number code to 0000 and executes, and I'm going to take out this command here because I have the show notes, and execute rm space hyphen rf space asterisk. RM, of course, is short for root. And they wrote, which recursively deletes all files in the current directory.
Yeah.
You don't want that executed on your machine.
No, the F is for forced. The R is recursive, so basically, delete it.
Stall. Yeah, exactly. They said this approach allows the threat actor to maintain a whitelist of safe phone numbers, and those are probably those of known security researchers or maybe their own people. Although I would never be comfortable, like using if this number is in the list, then don't delete everything. That seems crazy, but I get it. Maybe they just never install this anywhere, like on their own stuff. The whole thing seems a little screwy to me, but this is what the thing does. Is that the pair key parameter is particularly something. It makes the function signature look more authentic for WhatsApp development while having no impact on whether your system gets destroyed. It's a clever social engineering touch to make developers think this is a legitimate WhatsApp pairing function. So what is it goes through the motions that you would expect from a WhatsApp API tool, all the while if your phone number that you're pairing with, that you're developing with, is not in this whitelist, that command is going to get executed on your system. They said both apps contain identical generate creds functions capable of exfiltrating device information to, and then they give the URL api.very.nh.mv.id/running. All these functions are complementary. This suggests the threat actor initially planned data exfiltration and collection to simplify the attack to focus purely on destruction. And since the kill switch executes rm space hyphen rf space asterisk immediately when a phone number is not whitelisted, any subsequent is interested, I wanted to revisit my endorsement of sync.com. If anyone is interested in looking at it, you can use my referral code and get we each get an extra gigabyte of storage. I've already got plenty, but it's worth getting one. That means you start out with 6 gig of free, and it's free and unlimited to play with, rather than their 5 gig free plan. And the referral code hasn't changed from years ago. It's grc.sc. It's one of our shortcuts. grc.sc/sync, SYNC. And that'll just bounce you over to the ability to set up a free account with an extra gig.
What don't you like
Anything.
about sync things? I
I
use the staggered version.
yeah.
It keeps, for me, more than a year's worth of versions.
I don't remember now. Maybe it was just to have running a whole secondary.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, belts and suspenders.
Yeah. I guess I sort of like browsing through the display. I was doing it for a while. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I think it was just it's.
You know what I do is I do a sync thing to my NAS, which runs sync thing locally, but I have it set for copy only. So even if you delete a file, it doesn't sync it, and that's what I get in trouble with.
Right. Definitely don't. For example, if this RM, recursive force everything instruction ran on your system, you don't want anything that looks at your system like, oh,
you
why
delete
did you
it.
get rid of that?
Yeah. Because that's exactly what these guys are going to do to you. Incidentally, it strikes me the big threat for these kinds of hacks, these hacked libraries, is somebody died computers will be not really knowing what they're doing. They'll be just, oh, look, the code runs free, and they're pointing at these libraries, and they don't really know what these libraries are doing. It seems like this is going to be more worse.
Essentially, they're taking a whole bunch of building blocks like
Congratulations to Grayson Betty, just started 10 hours. YouTube viewer, he says it just passes CompTIA CSYSA plus exam score 770 on all 4 CompTIA certifications, A plus, N plus, security plus, and C7. And that's because this is the show. So he said he's one of our super fans of the Bible. That's what it is. Congratulations. Thank you.
While we're on the subject, Socket also found 11 malicious Go libraries that download and run malware on infected systems. And the security team found 5 malicious PyPI packages targeting the dev ecosystem of the BitTensor crypto wallet. So, as they say, there's no such thing as a free lunch. It is so sad, Leo, that the beautiful concept of open source developers and contributors who want to help each other, that it's just been infected by miscreants.
Misfits. Yes.
I do have some happy news. At last, uBlock Origins, stalwart developer Greg Hill
I'm assuming that he did this because he had to write it for Chrome, right?
Correct.
To get past
Yeah.
the version Manifest 3.
Yeah, and basically he developed all the light technology in order to do as much as he could with the more of the hands-off approach, which the Manifest V3 requires. So he figured, hey, I could do that on Safari now.
Because Safari also has the severe limitations on what extensions can do. Yeah.
Right, but Block Origin is the most we can get, and it's still great. The app, it just appeared in the store, so it only has 84 ratings when I looked yesterday, but it's holding at a 4.8 out of 5. It's like almost all 5s, and there were like a couple of ones because somebody said this doesn't make a point. So I encountered the following reviews about Sonic All that this little blurb said was Sonic Wall has told owners of Gen 7 firewalls to disable the device's SSL VPN feature due to security risk. The company says it received reports of attacks against the devices over the past 3 days from at least 3 security firms. According to Mark Wolf, Will Mandiant, and Huntress Labs, attackers hacked the Sonic Wall systems and then deployed ransomware. Attacking an SSL VPN, that is not good. Sonic Wall says it's investigating to see if the attack involved bugs or a zero-day exploit. Okay, so first of all, this would and should be terrifying. If anyone whose enterprise is behind any later on Gen 7 or later Sonic Wall firewall, which offers remote SSL VPN access, not just one, but 3 major high reputation security firms independently determined that ransomware was being deployed within enterprise networks via an unknown penetration vulnerability in Sonic Wall's firewall. It doesn't get much worse than that. And as we know, the idea of a remotely exploitable zero-day vulnerability in an SSL VPN, sadly, on itself be very surprising, since we've seen exactly that a number of times before. So I've been looking for Sonic Wall's statement about this to find out what the result. So here's the clarification that they provided. They say, following our earlier communication, we want to share an important update on our ongoing investigation into the recent cyber activity involving Gen 7 and newer firewalls with SSL VPN enabled. We now have high confidence that the recent SSL VPN activity is not connected to a zero-day vulnerability, meaning not something new. They said instead, there's a significant correlation with threat activity related to CVE 2024, meaning last year, something 40766, was previously disclosed and documented in our public advisory, and then they give a number, it's 2024 advisory number 15. They say we are currently investigating fewer than 40, so it's not nothing, fewer than 40 incidents related to this cyber activity. Many of the incidents relate to migrations from Gen 6 to Gen 7 firewalls, where local user passwords were carried over during the migration and were not reset. Resetting passwords was a critical step outlined in the original advisory. So people didn't follow the instructions carefully. They said Sonic OS 7.3 has, meaning the new, the current, has additional protection against brute force password and MFA attacks. Without these additional protections, password and MFA brute force attacks are more feasible. And this is the publisher saying that. So we would word that to say password and MFA brute force attacks are entirely doable.
Yes.
More
Sorry about
feasible.
that.
More
Yeah.
feasible. Well, yes, and also entirely doable. Many people have succeeded, in other words.
Yes.
So they followed that with their updated guidance. And something there also stood out. They said, to ensure full protection, we strongly urge all customers who have important configurations from Gen 6 to newer firewalls to take the following steps immediately. First, update firmware to version 7.3.0, the latest current, which includes enhanced protections against brute force attacks and additional MFA controls. Reset all local user accounts or any accounts with SSL and access, especially if they were carried over during migration from Gen 6 to Gen 7. Continue applying the previously recommended best practices. Enable .NET protection and GeoIP filtering. Remove unused or inactive user accounts. Enforce multi-factor authentication and strong password policies. They said any local administrator accounts have been compromised through the earlier CVE 2024-407-66. Attackers may exploit administrative features such as packet capture, debugging, logging, configuration backup, or multi-factor authentication control to obtain additional credentials, monitor traffic, or weaken the overall security posture. Now we know that includes installing ransomware. They said it's advisable to review any packet captures, logs, MFA settings, and recent configuration changes, unusual activity, and rotate any credentials that may have been exposed. We appreciate the continued support of third-party researchers that have helped us throughout this process, including Arctic Wolf, Romandian Huntress, the fourth one is Field Effect. Okay, so those of our listeners who follow along at home may have noticed something in their list of remediation and preventive measures that I don't think I've seen before. Their fourth bullet point was enable .NET protection and GeoIP filtering. And the GeoIP filtering phrase is key. It is in their notes. It's a link. I clicked on the link. It links to a page describing what they mean by the term, where they wrote, GeoIP filter allows administrators to block connections coming to or from a geographic location by resolving the public IP address to a particular country. This feature is usable in two modes: blanket blocking or blocking through firewall access rules. Blocking through firewall access rules gives the network administrator greater control over what traffic is and is not scanned by the GeoIP filter. This is useful for deployments in which outbound traffic may want to be uninhibited, but inbound traffic should be subject to scanning. Typical deployments of GeoIP filter with firewall access rules includes DDoS and other network attack mitigation as well as anti-spoofing. So this is great to see. Naturally, everything we've seen and learned informs us that any and all such
Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen it, and we still see pretty robust consumer demand. You see people spending money. You haven't really seen like some huge pullback in that. So I think what economists are expecting is that we might see an impact on the prices that you and I pay at the grocery store, at wherever we're buying our appliances. That might come in the fall, like in the next few months, if it does come through.
Katerina Saraiva from Bloomberg News joining us live on the Mark Aram Show. This is a name that we're often
it's a decent-sized minority. It's not like a tiny minority. The one thing is that Bostic, so the presidents of the reserve banks, there are 12 of them around the country, including the Atlanta Fed. They don't vote every single year. They rotate, and he is not voting this year. Now, he's part of the discussion. He's in the room with everyone, and everyone is listened to, and everyone gets their turn to talk. But that is something to note, that he is not actively voting on the rate this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but certainly has influence.
Absolutely,
All right.
yeah.
Katerina, great stuff. Thanks for jumping on the breaking news involving Mr. Bostic and the PPI numbers. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks so much.
And one more time, Katerina Saraiva.
Saraiva, yep,
There we
you
go.
got it.
I finally got it. Thanks so much, Katerina.
Thanks.
All right. Bloomberg has the best guest ever, but the most hard to pronounce names.
That is true.
I think whoever books them, like who do you contact on Bloomberg when we want to get a guest?
They have like a general desk that
Okay,
I call,
not a person.
and they just say who's available, but I think they say, oh, it's Mark Aram, so let's just give him the hardest
I think
name.
I think the woman in charge of booking guests, I broke her heart in the mid
that what it
'90s,
was?
and this is payback. She's like, I'm gonna give you every single correspondent with a dip. Vinny's laughing at me because
I'm playing a drinking game with you.
drink
Maybe
every
you gotta
time.
spell that out phonetically.
Yeah, well, no, he did. Listen, he gave it to me, and I just fumbled the ball in the goal line. So you did a good job, Vinny. I fumbled it. All right, back to the big story again tomorrow. The summit in Alaska. We got some details this morning from Caroline Levitt, the press secretary to President Trump, earlier this morning on Fox News.
Tomorrow, bright and early, he will be departing the White House for our joint military base in Anchorage, Alaska, where he will engage in a one-on-one meeting with President Putin, which will be followed by a bilateral lunch with the respective delegations from both countries, and then a press conference. And so what comes after that meeting is up to President Trump, and that's part of the reason he is going. He has incredible instincts, and he wants to sit down and look the Russian president in the eye and see what progress can be made to move the ball forward, to end this brutal war, and to restore peace.
All right, so that's the new information this morning. Meeting, lunch, press conference. We don't know yet when it will start, but Anchorage, Alaska, 4 hours behind us here in Atlanta. So whenever it starts, if it's noon tomorrow, it'll be 4 p.m. here in Atlanta. But regardless, whenever the meeting starts, again, one-on-one meeting with Trump and Putin. They say one-on-one, but I'm assuming there's going to be a translator in there or two. I don't know if we're going to get transcripts of that. And then have a nice bilateral lunch, and then a press conference hopefully between the two world leaders. So that's new information this morning. All right, with that new information, let's go back to Anchorage, Alaska. CNN's Matthew Chance.
It's absolutely the more anticipation about it, particularly now it's being confirmed by the White House, as we just mentioned. But at the end of it, there will be this joint news conference with Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump standing next to each other, answering the questions from the media and
is this about? And that's, we're just looking for an answer here, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
She's got to figure out if you trust that answer. How are you going to validate that answer?
Yep. Well, Leo's about to talk to the guy who's in charge of the models for Google or whatever. I would have you ask him. Leo, excuse me. So, ask them, how do we trust?
Yeah.
How do we trust these things? I don't know. But I think for most of us, what happens is...
Domain controller PCs running server 2022.
But why do you hate gaming so much?
Don't do a lot of gaming on my domain controller, but the real issue is that it's not only is it installed automatically with the Edge update, which happens automatically, but it runs automatically. And on many of these lockdown machines, which is what you normally do with a domain controller, it crashes automatically. And then your SIEM software, your security management software, notices you have a piece of software repeatedly crashing on servers that wasn't there before, and flags it as malware, which actually it is. So then you go and say, well, where the hell did this come from? And you uninstall it, and guess what happens next week? Edge updates again and puts it back. Yeah. So they're a little growly. This has been going on for about 2 months now.
That is amazing.
It's really a thing.
Yay, internet!
Hey, we win again!
Yeah, they try. Do they try? I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately the answer is you can't run Edge on a server anymore until they fix this, right? And that creates a whole other host of problems. Often those are the machines that they're not only still running Edge, but they're running Edge in IE9 mode, right? They've set the flags to support some internal piece of software that still doesn't work in conventional browser configuration. Like, heaven help, they're running it in IE7 mode, but that's possible. So you really can't get it out.
Yep.
Apparently, if you actually truly run core editions of 2025, which basically is UX less, it's not a problem there.
Because you don't. Yeah. So I know Microsoft well enough to know exactly how this is going to play out. Microsoft later this year will create something called Microsoft Edge in Edge mode, and Edge in Edge mode will not do any of those end user things. It will just provide like a really basic browser, and then as soon as they announce this, because it's only going to be for servers, and it's only going to be for public-facing servers, especially whatever. They're going to be people like us, people watching the show, are like, oh, that's the version of Edge I want. And it's like,
I mean, it's not that hard to detect. Hey, this is a server version of the OS. I should just not install this piece on Edge.
You speak logic, and I don't understand why, because it's just not the world we live in. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you're right. This is something that never should have happened. So
no,
I'm sure they'll get there. I don't know. Okay, so we did a bunch of earning stuff, past couple weeks. So there's probably more coming. But in the past week, the big one was Sony, and I only pay attention to, not so much to their life insurance company, but to the video game stuff they do. So Sony sold. Yeah, well, that's actually their money making. A lot of their revenue comes out of life insurance. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre company. But they have media stuff, right? They have music and movies and whatever. But I don't really care about anything but video games in this case. So 2.5 million PS5s in the quarter. They've now sold over 80 million. To put this in perspective, the way they say it is like it's on a faster pace than the PS4. But the PS4 sold, I think it was 123, something like that, or 120, somewhere 150, 120. Like they're probably never going to get there per se, but the Xbox 360 and the PS3, which were pretty much neck and neck for most of that generation, both sold somewhere in the 88 million units. So it's probably going to go by that. And honestly, given the pandemic launch and component shortages, yada yada yada, it's super expensive. It's still pretty good. The problem is, as I looked into this, of course, we know Nintendo is getting very close to the original Switch being like the best-selling console of all time. They'll probably cross that milestone sometime this year. How's Microsoft doing? And it's like, you never see...
everything's an Xbox.
In that sense, they're doing great. But if you actually look at Xboxes, they're not doing great. So the estimate now, and this is based on some combination of private and public data, is that full generation Xbox Xbox Series X and S has sold somewhere in the 20 million units, so 21 to 29 million units, which is low, which is bad. And I think I made this comment. In fact, I did. I was talking about they finally provided some numbers on revenues, and if you went back far enough, you could get down to zero. Because now that we have a number, we can go back and look at this quarter it's up this percent. And just go back in time and see where we're at, right? It's hard to do this with Xbox because we never got a hard number. They stopped doing hard numbers in the Xbox One generation, but the sheer number of quarters in a row where it's been like a double-digit decline in revenue in hardware is astonishing. Like, I don't even understand how it could keep going like this. Like, at some point, you just did zero and we sold zero, so we're doing pretty good. It's right. Not, but that's not what happens. It's like 22%, 40%, 13%, 22%. Like, it's bizarre to me. Yeah. So 21, we'll call it 25 million-ish, somewhere in there, 25, 30, if you want to be, give the benefit of the doubt. That's not great. Like, this is the worst ever, really.
And there's no sign of a new one because they still want to get out of the hardware biz.
Yes. But we do have two very interesting Windows 11 or ARM-related Xbox/gaming stories that are not just good news, but maybe, given the stuff we've talked about with coming consoles, whatever, might point to that future, right? This notion that they really, really, really want to get this stuff on ARM, One just happened, so this is kind of interesting, like literally right before the show. Microsoft announced something that I was actually just struggling with over the weekend, which is that if you have a Windows on ARM laptop, like a Copilot Plus PC running Snapdragon X processor, the Xbox app is there. And if you don't have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is the version that gives you the PC side and the console side, but also the game streaming side, this app doesn't do anything. There's nothing there. Like, all you can do is stream games over the internet. And so my argument there was always like, I don't understand this. There are games that do run okay on Windows 11 ARM. Why wouldn't it just show you the games that it knows would maybe run or whatever, at least give you the option? Because if you're on a normal X64 PC and you go into the Xbox app, what it's supposed to do is say, like, you're looking at Call of Duty maybe, and it's like, this app or this game will run on your computer, that kind of thing. Like, they have this kind of data, like they know. So I never understood why they just never made it available, right? And so over the weekend, I wanted to download the thing that will be my eventual app next, so I won't discuss that quite yet, but there's no reason this shouldn't run on ARM, and it's not in the Xbox app, of course, because they just don't put that stuff there. And I went to the store, and I'm like, well, maybe I can get it here, and nope, it doesn't show up because it's, they're filtering the view. But then today, literally 2 days later, they announced they're bringing game downloading to the Xbox app on Windows 11 on ARM, and I actually already have it. So you have to sign into you download I don't have it on this computer, I keep doing this, the Xbox Insider app from the store. If you're not signed into this already, you can go in through the various programs. You can maybe join it. One of them is the PC beta. And when you sign into that, you go to the store, check for updates, you get a new version of the Xbox app. And it'll give you this kind of pre-release version of the Xbox app. And I looked, and like I said, I think it was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, max for this game, not there. I brought it up today, and it came right up, it's there. Although, not all of them, I haven't looked at thoroughly, but a lot of the games that I have available to me in Game Pass, or maybe they're in my library because I purchased them, are now there. And that's good stuff. Like, this is an important step. Again, like, I can't quite understand why this wasn't there a year ago, but this is a big deal, and it's really, so I'm gonna be writing more about this after I can compare what's not there. I'm kind of curious, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Call of Duty, I probably couldn't put that on my base level, Snapdragon X laptop over here, but it'd be kind of amazing if I could, actually, but someday. The other one is a software incompatibility. So again, about a year ago, like, one of the big complaints about Snapdragon X and Windows 11 on ARM was that a lot of games wouldn't play because they require this anti-cheat software, which is very X64 specific, and somehow tied.
Ring 0.
Yeah, right. It's tied at a very low level to that architecture, and so Epic Games makes the easy anti-cheat software. That's Fortnite, obviously, but a bunch of third-party software as well. And I think it was back in March, they and Qualcomm said we were partnering, we're going to bring this there, and Fortnite will be the first game. Like, when we get this going, we're going to do it. And yesterday they announced it's available. So not Fortnite. Fortnite's not there, but the software. So if you're a developer, it literally involves just upgrading to the latest version of 2 system components that are part of this easy anti-cheat system, and you get this instant compatibility with Snapdragon X 11 on ARM. So that's big. Both those things are really big. So that's
It's a milestone that makes gaming the big complaint on ARM was gaming, so that they probably should deal with a bunch of it.
Yeah,
Still should recompile the apps for ARM.
Yes, and that's part of why I'm kind of curious what's going on in the Xbox app, because I've downloaded a couple things already, and I'm going to do some more. And it's like, okay, so this stuff was never available, and now it's just there. And the one thing I tried before the show, at the one time I had the chance to do, because again, it just happened, like ran instantly and perfectly, and is fine. And it's like, okay, why did we have this a year ago? Like this, it seems like it was there, but like, so
Yeah, I don't know if it was a huge piece of a huge lift of code or not, or
I literally
you had to actually get those guys to focus long enough to go, oh, just fix this and this.
Yeah, but I do think, like, you know, we've talked about this. I think this is tied to the future of the Xbox, which is, you know, kind of a Windows PC looking thing, but is also a simpler, more reliable Windows PC thing, which is going to be a lot easier to do on ARM. So, and if you want to do portable devices, and they do, making the platform ARM is the best thing you could possibly do. Across the board, but obviously efficiency, battery life, whatever, just general reliability. It's smart. So we'll see. But anyway, these are big steps, and they're really, really positive news. So that's good. Speaking of Fortnite, Fortnite is also coming to the iPhone in Australia apparently, because Apple and in this case Google keep losing all their App Store monopoly trials, and they're like, yeah, no, this is a legal monopoly. You're gonna have to open up the store. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna bring the Epic Game Store to the iPhone there, and as they're doing, I think this in Europe, it's gonna be in the United States any second now again, and so that, you know, good for them. I guess that's good.
Yeah, I wonder how much VPN action they're going to get.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, as this gets chipped away in different, regions, it's like at some point, are we just gonna do this? Can we just do this?
This feels like the unraveling of music too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the 99-cent song effect. It's like that is just sort of dissembles, and it all seems silly in the end.
It's always seems silly to me. I've never understood how this has lasted so long.
It all seems silly at the end. You're so world weary.
That's what
It
happens.
seems familiar.
You basically have a Linux box here, and so Steam makes that Proton compatibility layers. You can play Windows games on Steam Deck. This should work on a Chromebook.
Even if it was a subset, you could at least play Plants vs. Zombies, right? Like, it doesn't have to be an Epic.
Yeah, I mean, but it could be like Half-Life 2,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this game's 25 years old or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
Like,
Chromebooks got plenty of cloud, but
I
I imagine they couldn't get enough game houses interested in doing a cross-compile, and so it's just like, we're not going to be able to fill the catalog out. We're wasting our time.
yeah, it's too
The
bad.
Steam guys make a lot of money, and they run a very flat system where
Yes,
pretty much the folks that are working there decide what they're going to work on.
right.
And so, and if they could see, and in the end, they all get compensated by how well the company does. If they couldn't see a way for Chromebooks to make the money, they're not going to do it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, there was a video interview with Gabe Newell, who is the, I guess, CEO or whatever, but they don't really have a title. One of the founders, anyway. And he's an yes, there you go. He's an enigmatic kind of guy, I think is what I would say.
You know what he is? He's the billionaire you want.
Yeah.
The guy's made a huge
cool.
amount of money.
Yeah.
He's completely changed the industry,
And he just
doesn't
doesn't
spout off.
Yeah, he's like what Brian Wilson was like, minus the drug problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he walks around in a bathrobe all the time, and he owns super yachts, and he goes scuba diving. I don't know, but anyway.
We'll hope that billionaires were like Gabe Newell.
Yep.
You know, just sticks to his knitting and lives happily ever after.
I mean, but finished Half-Life 3. But yes,
Yeah.
other than that,
Let's not get crazy now.
other than that, yes.
Although there's new rumors again.
About what? Half-Life 3?
Yeah.
I know.
It's a great franchise, right? And then you're really thinking about part 3 of Half-Life 2, which they very clearly never going to make, but a Half-Life 3 coming off of Alex would be impossible.
Sounds like you can't wait.
I'd play it second.
I would too, right now. I want it so
Dude,
bad.
that first scene coming out of the tunnel in Half-Life 2,
God, it's
suddenly
genius.
into the open world,
And
and it's beautifully oppressive.
I just showed it to my wife because when they did the whatever anniversary edition, and I was like, this thing is as good today as it was when I first came out, and it just does such a world building, like nonchalantly. You immediately understand this world from just the voiceovers and what's going on, and you see the guy kind of abusing one of the citizens, and you go through the it's like 5 minutes into the game, you're like, I completely understand this world.
Yeah.
Like it is a masterclass. That's another term I can't say, but it is a masterclass. It's very like interactive fiction, like just excellent.
Yeah, and you are like Gordon Freeman. You've been frozen and then brought back to deal with a new world, and you need to understand that new world immediately. And they nailed it. And then shortly after that, you're spiked with a stun rod.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's great. It really is.
Really fantastic.
Yep. Anyway, Half-Life 3. Seriously, can we get on this, please? Please. I have some more game stuff for me. I've got some games.
In the back of the book,
We'll get there.
all we need is a break. We could have a break.
Oh, you want a break?
What the hell is a break?
All right. You got through that thing all the way? I thought I had a minute or two left. Okay, good.
Sorry.
It seemed like there were a lot of things more, and you just kind of went right through them. Okay, good. Okay, let me gather myself.
I think you're trying to get through it.
Let me gather my
and let them, manage them through Ultra ID. That's just fine. But shouldn't we know what these agents are doing and how they're interacting and the kind of data they're pulling and all that sort of stuff? And I find it interesting that people are waking up to all the possibilities about building out an agent governance in a way that I hope Microsoft will facilitate. I hope they won't block.
Well,
But we'll see.
yeah, but you're right. We're inevitably going to need agent governance. Like, that's obvious. It's just a question of how good is the tooling going to be around our visibility to what agents are even up to.
Well, that depends on the graph, doesn't it?
Well, it's all in the graph. It's just how we're going to surface that information. Say, in context, what does this mean?
Right. There's got to be an API. There's got to be an agent resource, and it's got to have API methods to allow you to find out exactly what's happening. And then, apart from that, it's down to logging. Now, to be fair to Microsoft, their logging and auditing infrastructure has become a lot more robust, a lot better over the years. I think the only real problem they have right now is the strain that the number of auditable events are generating. I mean, a large tenant could have something like 500,000 audit events a day.
Yeah.
Could easily, because each user can generate hundreds of events depending what they do. If they go and do a team session, they edit a couple of SharePoint documents, send an email, maybe look at a plan, accept some tasks, and maybe do some other stuff. That's a couple of hundred events right there.
Yeah, no question. And then you throw agents into this equation where they're working at software speeds, and they can spit out huge numbers of events.
Yeah, so I think that's the only real problem we got at the moment. Clearly there are some inconsistencies, there's some gaps that need to be filled, but those can be filled over time. And right now, I think they've got to get the basic stuff and provide the APIs to allow ISVs to show some innovation in the space, to build governance structures and whatnot, and then make sure that the right data is available to people to be able to understand exactly what agents are doing, what apps are doing, how they're accessing information, what they're doing with that information. I mean, a lot of bad apps we've seen instances. In fact, Microsoft had this problem themselves with the famous attack on their own tenant last year, where an app was used to compromise their tenant, their production tenant. Now, to be fair again to Microsoft, they are gradually closing off all of these holes.
Is this a secure future initiative?
Yeah, but I think I'm not so fussed about the initiative. I judge them on the actions that individual teams are taking. So you look at things like the Exchange Online is getting rid of Exchange Web Services.
Yeah.
Exchange Web Services was built for the on-prem environment, never had very good ability to limit what it did. It basically had God power.
Yeah.
Once you had access to AWS, you could basically go to any mailbox in a tenant, etc. So they're getting rid of that. You can see that conditional access you mentioned earlier is getting better and better. You see a new thing happened this week. Microsoft announced that they've introduced a thing called a linkable token identifier for Entra ID sessions, which means that when you create a new session in Entra ID, a unique token, a grid is stamped on that connection, and then every one of the transactions, every one of the actions that happen during that session, so as you go to Exchange, as you go to Teams, as you go to SharePoint, all of the audited events that capture what you do have the same token stamped on it. And this means then that investigators, if they need to find out if something as bad has happened, they can just go and search using this token and say, show me what an attacker did, as they navigated from here to here to here to here to here. And that's pretty good. So you see all these things happening.
Yeah, although now what you're doing is creating string of breadcrumbs to the car accident. How do we stop the car accident?
Well, you stop the car accident by getting rid of plain text passwords.
Yeah, goodness knows. Yeah.
A multi-factor authentication, strong multi-factor authentication, please. I mean, the last figure I saw, Microsoft 365 tenants, it's under 50% of all accounts are protected. This is crazy stuff.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure it's better now, because that figure was about.
But how is multi-factor going to work for these agents? Like, how do we? Now you got me thinking. How will I know when it's my agent or a bad guy agent inside the system?
I think it'll be something like managed identities. It'll be a systems managed authentication method, where if you set up an agent with, it'll be like an app. It'll have its own set of permissions to get to data. It'll have its own set of credentials, provided it can provide those credentials to the other agent who says, well, you want to do something with me? Okay, prove your identity. We've got all that type of details that worked out. But I imagine it'll be something like that.
Yeah.
We live in interesting times, Richard.
We do, for better or worse.
Somebody said that to me once.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Did we ever not live in interesting times, Tony? Like, it feels like it's been a race the whole time. I'm not unhappy about it. Just like, this is another wave.
Just things are happening faster now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Things are happening at incredible speed. And I think people...
Yeah, I often wonder if that's true, too, because we've been saying that for a long time.
But it is.
Yeah.
But it is. I think I do think it is truly... even 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, which would be before COVID, I think the pace of development was slow. I really do think we didn't have as many moving parts. Now it seems like there's so many things, and it seems that there's so many tweaks being made in so many different places that you have to be on your guard all the time to say, okay, so those guys did that over there. What kind of consequences over here? What do I do next?
Right.
It's just and that comes back again to this need for people to really understand the basics, to understand the principles, understand the foundation of how Microsoft 365 works. If you don't do that, don't take the time to read yourself into it, if you don't take the time to practice, if you don't take the time to learn and absorb and whatever, I think you're going to struggle as the pace quickens, as new developments come along, new innovations appear. I mean, it must be dreadfully challenging for some folks from very large towns, for example. Because I think a lot of the tooling that's out there is great for small to medium tenants. It's the kind of stuff that looks great on a stand in an exhibition, where you've got a tenant behind it with 500 accounts, and scale that up to 100,000 accounts. And all these tools work then. Even making queries. You see some of these things with security copilot or whatever, or Sentinel queries to go and find out, oh yeah, okay, let's go and do this query against this database to find only these type of bad things. And you say, oh, well, that works really well. That's very snappy.
Yeah.
When you try it with 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000.
Takes a little longer.
Takes a little longer, yeah, it takes a little longer. So, you live in, these are all the challenges that are just out there first.
Yeah, for big tenants. But it's not like we're going to run out of job anytime soon. It's just the job keeps morphing to deal with these new environments and new tools. Yeah, but what I worry about sometimes is the level of depth that people are willing to go to. Sure. It seems, take whatever an AI tells you, or take whatever I see on Twitter or X or Blue Sky or whatnot, and that's the truth. Yeah. I just wonder how many people are really willing to go with the truth that's presented to them. Yeah. It's that old computer sketch in was it Little Britain? They had a computer says yes, computer says no. That's the way you reacted to things. Yeah. I see so much of that now where people, oh look, that article. Because now we call it AI, so it must be true. Yes, and let's face it, an awful lot of these large language models are built on an internet of lies. Sure. Well, they're built on the internet. What do you think of that? Yeah. Lies, inaccuracies, inconsistencies, misstatements, and out-of-date information. Yeah. That's what we built. That's what we built. I think so. The core skill is going to be our ability. I think what we're used to doing is with websites. Is this current? When was this updated? Right. What version are we talking about here? Right. I think we're going to be just as skeptical of anything going on in LLM. Yeah, and in fact, you see exactly the same thing with Copilot and Microsoft 365. Sure. Inside the firewall, where if you remember the early demos of Copilot, your beautiful people getting beautiful results and beautiful prompts. Yeah. Right. From a beautiful data set. Against curated data. Yes, exactly. And that was the whole point. It didn't reflect the roughness or the inaccuracy or the sheer absolute crap that exists in SharePoint, OneDrive. In a real data set. Exchange and Teams. Real data set. Everybody has baggage. That's normal. Yeah. That's how you cope. And again, to be fair to Microsoft, it's taken a little while to get their heads around the fact that their customers might have imperfect data, and to produce the tools that allow them to control this imperfect data. And I think we're getting to a stage where we're now actually seeing some good results.
It's all just fantastic and beautiful. The journey begins.
Hey, Guna. We're
Yes?
going to Hidalgo's tonight.
Oh.
What are you going to get there?
Nothing good ever! 4 weeks of diarrhea. Creative process has begun. That's a classic one there. How's the Imagineering going? So you've been working excessively hard. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked. I don't remember the other part. Are you making a map for the feature film? Look at all the pictures of my dad's friends in this lovely collage. Wilford Brimley, that guy that changes our oil, some guy with a tuxedo. Do you know those guys?
No.
Those are all family members. There's Uncle George. There's Cheech, Marin. That's the Hillside Strangler, I think. This guy.
Here's the map. I
Leering.
finished it.
All right, we're ready for the next feature film. Wake up. It's the first day of first grade.
I was dreaming I was in the 4th grade. I had 2 cats. Your cat had actually died.
That's great. Thank you for that.
And so many other things. No! I dreamed about so much cool stuff. I was in the 4th grade. I had so much fun stuff.
Turns out you're just a big dumb baby.
I was dreaming. It was the 2nd week of 4th grade.
Sorry, you're a 1-year-old. Something about your favorite show.
So, one of my favorite shows of Friends, there's this person named Chandler and this person named Ross, and then Ross dressed up as Chandler.
Remember what you asked me?
What?
If I saw it?
And Joey dressed up like
Yeah, Joey did.
He's like, can I be wearing any more clothes?
Oh yeah, we should watch our favorite scene of Friends tonight.
We
The
should-
last scene ever.
Oh. How long is it going to take everybody to get ready?
She said that about 9 o'clock we'll be leaving.
Oh, the 3-hour window. That's true. He knows about the 3-hour window.
What's the 3-hour window? What's the 3-hour window?
We call it the Antonia complex.
Oh.
It's a 3-hour window no matter what it is.
And then we're gonna get power. Yeah, PM.
PM.
No, AM.
AM? It'll be 24
PM,
hours?
PM.
I like the spookiness. Ooh, yeah. It's got a good vibe. It's like my stomach. Four weeks of diarrhea. Nine years old. Never again.
I have a lot of skills. I can sing and dance. Yo-ho, my friends, come on. Let's rock and roll. Music.
This guy's like a Russian or something.
Slide forward.
Peace out! Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Smells like popcorn in there. Why is it all liquidy? It's windy in here. It's like being in the wind. I think when over there still talking. Do you hear him?
Mm-hmm. Why is he?
Slide forward.
Peace out.
See you now. Oddly relaxed.
Yeah.
He's chilling. Slide forward. You have earned 4 weeks of diarrhea.
Uh-oh. See tail.
Say a tail. This tiny fart gun?
Mm-hmm.
Is he part of the big fart gun universe?
Wait.
He's of a similar
Here's
variety.
the baby fart gun, and here's the mama fart gun.
Where's the daddy fart gun?
I don't know.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Did he go out for smokes?
I guess.
Hold on, I'm having a little moment here. See you later. All right, what was that? I'm sorry.
Okay, so you know how there's just puppets, and then there's adult puppets.
Adult puppet sounds like the worst idea ever, but proceed.
You want to know what a
Hold on a minute. There's a problem back here.
You want to know what a grandparent puppet is?
Can I diminish this capacity of this thing?
You want to know what a grandparent puppet is?
See you on the other side, bro.
You want to see?
Hold on. Back it up. Back it up. Back this
Let's
whole
just
thing up.
redo the video. Redo the video.
No, we're not redoing anything. We'll back it up. What is a grandparent's puppet?
We're redoing the video.
We're redoing your face if you don't finish.
Okay. We're gonna
What is this number?
Everybody left without us.
Thank God. Hey, you just did the Russian guy dance. We're all alone. Thank God. Let's get out the eggs. 4 weeks of diarrhea won't happen. God bless us all. All right, back to your story, please. I don't care. That's fine. We'll just order pizza. All right, so what was the story about the adult puppets? I don't know where this is going.
Okay, so, and then grandparent puppets are cigarettes.
POV, I heard this joke. POV, you told the joke. Hold on, wait. What does that smell like? Should you paint a mustache on for the restaurant?
Wait, what happens if I tackle that?
What happens if we make you a mustache for the restaurant?
No.
You look like everybody else that works there.
I'm gonna just tackle that.
Hold on. Smells
Alright,
like...
it's time to tackle.
Dear God. Night night, Boomer. They're outside, hopefully. Out here where the pre-diarrhea festival starts. Now. What?
Remember that one time we had the poop come out of my butt?
Remember that time we went to a restaurant and it came out of my butt for 4 weeks?
Huh? Running up on the donkey.
He's gonna be out here, I can feel it. He's gonna be
that
right
white
here.
brick's pretty.
He's usually right about here.
I don't see him.
I see that guy.
No horrible donkey wiener. Thank goodness, that's a good omen. The entrance to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Here's the high school. Here's the high school.
Yes, the one.
That's the high school. You can see the park right here. Oh, God bless America. I'm trying to...
You're about to see the park.
It's such a pretty city.
Yeah, they're playing lacrosse.
Well, they got a lot of money, but
You can see it.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Back there, back
Oh,
there. You
yeah,
can see right
that's
back
it.
there.
That's
and then
it.
you get a good view of it, and then here.
That's right, people.
Here's the parking lot.
That's right. Somebody's in there sketching around right now. We'll be there 8 a.m.
There's a good
Oh, there's that place. Yes. See the barn you're not supposed to go screwing around in. What are they talking about? I don't listen ever.
coin.
You are like
necklace.
Santa? I'm like
And
Santa
I
and
thought of you
Jesus.
immediately because
What does that
it's
mean?
horse-
I'm listening
it's a
all the
horse and
time,
she has
and I have a
these
beard.
You know
She's really
Santa's
pretty
actually
theme
listening right now.
coin,
Does he know what I do in the bathroom when I'm alone?
and she just
Yeah.
came out with a brand
God
new
bless,
one.
I'm not getting any presents in.
And immediately
Oh, yeah.
I showed
It
Brandon,
ain't
like, this is
toothbrushing,
so
I'll tell you
your
that.
Oh,
mom.
guess what? I heard. I now say that reindeer come and check on you. Like
There
his
it is.
reindeer, he has his
Isn't that
reindeer come and
beautiful?
check on you.
And
Oh,
she
like a
had it
bunch of
where,
narcs?
like, on one
And if
side,
you do
you
something
can- all
bad,
her
they
pendants
poop in
you
your
can
yard.
wear multiple
serious?
ways, 'cause
Yes.
that's
Are those the
that-
deer that I
that's
see
her
all the
symbol.
time?
Mm-hmm.
Are they
And it stands
peeking
for
in?
courage, 'cause each
That's
of
why I
them
don't get
has,
any
like, a set of
presents, because I haven't been
meaning.
good.
Your mom too.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
And Santa says what, and Santa sees what you do in the bathroom.
Like she
It's
always
not
gives you
toothbrushing or combing my hair, I'm afraid.
She
What do you
designs
do?
everything herself, so
I don't
she
know,
sent
it
you
ain't
that,
good,
and she
though.
came out
What do you
with a pretty
do? Blow it
pretty
up?
bracelet.
Yeah,
Of
dude.
courses.
Quite
what-
frequently.
I love
Anything
her
better
stuff.
than that,
I
or
really
anything
like
worse than that?
her. She's really
Sometimes.
cute.
Now
Her name's
listen,
Jane
I did see a kid crap outside
and
one
her side's
time.
like Jane.
Kid crap?
But she's just
Oh yeah, you're never been
there's
actually.
gotta be
You're never been home.
doing something a little
For
different.
seeing that?
oh my god,
Even
right,
though it wasn't my
right.
fault,
And
I was
she
just
does
sitting there and it
all
was a
this herself.
steamer
Like,
all of
I
a
don't
sudden.
know how.
You are not.
That's her. She's so.
Oh, you saw a kid
like,
crap?
she's just very,
Yeah, I did.
Okay, maybe.
very like
Okay, good.
honest, like about like she's just. I love her. I don't know.
It's definitely curly
She'll write
stuff.
these newsletters every now and then, or just like being real honest, and she'll talk about like
Not
the
a good
struggles
way,
they've
just
been
in an
having, or
annoying
the
way.
or the
We're
victories.
getting close
Like
to the
just,
destination.
she's just really. Anyway, but I saw that and I was like, oh, that reminds me of your mom so much. And, you know, my mom too. Yeah.
Girl coins?
Yes.
Like the ones you get at Chuck E. Cheese?
They need to make a quarter on the back of it's like a girl.
Just a girl? I like this idea. What about Lady Liberty? Isn't she on some silver dollar?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like a girl, right? They even call her Lady.
Statue of Liberty, also known as Lady Liberty.
Statue of Liberty POV when I'm holding a torch.
Cooper's been learning some American history. Social studies from Mr. Metz.
Oh, God. That'll be good, kid.
Oh.
I heard he was a hard teacher to have.
She just
Yeah, he
came out
sucks.
with a new one in addition to the horses.
Can't be good. Oh, they do, don't they? Alright. Is it bad? You guys are the ones with COVID, not me.
How's your margarita? How is it? Maybe I should take that.
Oh, the cheese won. Hey, I'm a volcano.
Cooper, you got Uncle Guna saying POV all the time.
So do I.
Is that it? 2 bites? Came all the way out here and missed the Falcons game for this? Card, please. It's time to pay.
Oh. Here.
Oh, I don't know if they take slow bros.
Car on the way here.
What is that?
Jealous. He would much rather be here.
Why don't you get your cookie? Why don't you get your
Because I strong arm.
What the heck is that? How's the old rascal doing?
Stop it. Stop it.
It doesn't take slow bros.
Wait, did you actually say that?
He says he doesn't take the slow bros. And you know what he doesn't like? When kids ask for water like a little snotty butt fart. Am I hearing music?
It's like a siren.
Where's that music coming from?
He's in the kitchen.
Listen. Oh, hell no.
It's coming.
Oh, you know what we gotta do?
Oh, my God.
What do we gotta do? We gotta get there. We're all gonna die up in this mother. We're gonna die right in front of Belk. Like Holly will someday, probably. That was a good one. Cigarette? Someday. What is that music? Am I hearing this sexy?
I hear a little bit of something.
It's saxophone music.
Oh, there's a stamp music, isn't there?
Oh no, you're right.
I'm Vanna Whiting. You're
What is that?
Do you hear this music?
Lightning.
Do you think Kenny Loggins is around here somewhere?
Magnetics.
What's inside that package exactly?
Yeah, it's coming from Ken Stanton. I bet there's somebody's out there fluting. We gotta go buy that son of a bitch. Hey, we might need to do something else too.
What?
I gotta go get a package off the front porch.
What type? What's in the package?
Supplements for male potency.
Oh yeah, storm's about to come, so if we don't do that, it's gonna get rained on. It's gonna get rained on.
Hey, we gotta do a little quick trip here. I'm sorry, guys. Can we go by my house and get a package off the porch? It's got my,
Oh yeah, they did drop some.
I know, and they got some male potency pills in there I might need
Oh
for
my God,
later.
ow.
Oh,
Sorry,
Jesus
Dave.
Christ,
Are you
right in
okay?
the asshole.
Are you alright?
Oh yeah.
What?
Hurt you?
Do you want them to get wet?
That's what she
Oh, yeah,
said.
Brandon's gonna need his male potency pills.
Potency!
We're gonna go pick those up.
Cigarette? Oh yeah, there you go. How, we're just gonna have to do a quick drive-by if Holly doesn't mind. Look at all these fine looking hoes. Right, so you think Ken Stanton's out there just blowing a Kenny Loggins horn?
That's the only thing I can imagine, because there is a Ken Stanton.
Wait, no, it's not Kenny Loggins. What is it? Kenny G. Kenny G.
There's always somebody doing this.
They're fluting it.
They're fluting it around. Get ready for the fluting. Cigarette? Are you ready for the fluting?
Roll down the
Are you
window.
good, Holly?
There's
'Cause
no
I can
windows.
drive or not. I mean, I'm just offering, that, you know.
That's what we look like over there. Wait, it's getting louder.
Everything's good. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. How come y'all never drive your car?
Who?
Because Brandon would prefer to
All right, shut up.
his
That's what
car.
I thought.
Yeah. Which isn't bad, because you know we've had that car for 2 years and it's only got
You hear it?
6,000 miles.
Oh my God, look at the dump truck on that.
We noticed that one day and I thought,
I know. I'm always like, I'll drive, and he's like, no. Yeah. No, it's a good. It's a legit question. Sorry, I didn't mean to
well,
scratch
I
you.
figured that's
I
what
didn't
it
mean to
was.
scratch your gorgeous self. God, you're so soft. You and Holly are so
Hey, can everybody shut up for about 2
Oh
seconds?
wait, is it that dude? There's a violinist.
He's buying some damn water.
They say that's fake anyway. I heard people talking about
The Orange Crush?
the guy with the thing.
The what?
The violin.
Can you be more vague?
Playing a recording or something?
Yeah.
Oh my
I heard them
gosh.
talking about it one day.
Wait, was it not Ken Stanton then?
Yeah.
No, we already passed them.
What the hell was that? An ice cream truck from
The
Mexico?
guy on the left, and he had a
What?
Was that?
violin.
Oh, that was
Out there on the road?
He was like
Just
this
by the
before.
He's like a guy you'd see on the streets of New York.
Oh my God, I want to just shoot him right
On the
now.
streets
I
of.
think it was on next.
Am I hearing music?
Sounds like a siren.
Where's that music coming from?
He's in the kitchen.
Listen. Oh, hell no.
It's coming.
Oh, you know what we got to do?
Oh my God.
What do we got to do? We got to get there. We're all going to die up in this mother. We're going to die right in front of Belk. Like Holly will someday, probably. That was a good one. Cigarette? Someday. What? nice of damn water.
They say that's fake anyway. I heard people talking
The
about
Orange Crush?
the guy with the thing.
The what?
The violin.
Can you be more vague?
Playing a recording or something?
Yeah.
Oh my
I heard
gosh.
them talking about it one day.
Wait, was it not Ken Stanton then?
Yeah.
No, we already passed them.
What the hell was that? An ice cream truck from
The
Mexico?
guy on the left, and he had a
What?
Was that?
violin.
Oh, that was
Out there on the road?
He's like a guy you'd see on the streets of New York.
Oh my god, I want to just shoot him right
No,
now.
streets of, he was on next
Goat
on the
man.
side of the road where people would stop.
Grammy, repeat what you just said about the goat man.
Yeah.
Repeat what you just said.
Said people would like to.
I bet some full bush babes have been on this
Did you get it
thing.
originally?
Me?
Yeah.
No, it was in this apartment.
Maybe I got it.
Y'all hear something? Well, at least I got a ceasefire deal done. I'm so glad. I hear something. I hear something. Do you guys hear something? It's like I hear something somewhere. Do you hear something? Oh, you got some new cookies. Do you hear something? I thought I heard something. Do you hear something? Oh, where'd you get these cookies? I didn't hear. Oh, hey, where you
know you
been?
was in there.
What? How'd you get stuck in there? Am I hearing music?
Sounds like a siren.
Where's that music coming from?
He's in the kitchen.
Listen. Oh, hell no.
It's coming.
Oh, you know what we gotta do?
Oh my God.
What do we gotta do? We gotta get there. We're all gonna die up in this mother. We're gonna die right in front of Belk. Like Holly will someday, probably. That was a good one. Cigarette? Someday. What is that music? Am I hearing this sexy?
I hear a little bit of something.
It's saxophone music.
Oh, there's a Stanton music, isn't there?
Oh no, you're right.
Wait, I'm Vanna Whiting. You're
What is inside?
Do you hear this music?
Lightning.
Do you think Kenny Loggins is around here somewhere?
Magnetics.
What's inside that package exactly?
Yeah, it's coming from Ken Stanton. I bet there's somebody's out there fluting. We gotta go buy that someday. Hey, we might need to do something else too.
What?
I gotta go get a package off the front porch.
What's in the package?
Supplements for male potency.
Oh yeah, storm's about to come, so if we don't do that, it's gonna get rained on. It's gonna get rained on.
Hey, we gotta do a little quick trip here. I'm sorry, guys. Can we go by my house and get a package off the porch? It's got my,
Oh yeah, they did drop some.
I know, and they got some male potency pills in there I might need for
Oh my God,
later.
ow.
Oh,
Sorry,
Jesus
babe.
Christ,
You
right in
okay?
the asshole.
Are you alright?
Oh yeah.
What?
Hurt you?
You want them to get wet?
That's what she
Oh yeah,
said.
Brenda's gonna need his male potency pills.
Potency!
We gotta go pick those up.
Cigarette? Oh yeah, there you go. How, we're just gonna have to do a quick drive-by if Holly doesn't mind. Look at all these fine-looking hoes. All right, so you think Ken Stanton's out there just blowing a Kenny Loggins horn?
That's the only thing I can imagine, because there is a Ken Stanton.
Wait, no, it's not Kenny Loggins. What is it? Kenny G. Kenny G.
There's always somebody doing this.
They're fluting it.
They're fluting it around. Get ready for the fluting. Cigarette? Are you ready for the fluting?
Roll down the window.
Are you good, Holly?
There's
'Cause
no
I can
windows.
drive or not. I mean, I'm just offering that, you know.
That's what we look like over there. Wait, it's getting louder.
Everything's good. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. How come y'all never drive your car?
Who?
Because Brandon would prefer to put
All right,
miles
shut
on
up.
his
That's
car.
what I thought.
Yeah. Which isn't bad, because you know we've had that car almost 2 years and it's only got
You hear it?
6,000 miles.
Oh my God, look at the dump truck on that.
We noticed that one day and I thought,
I know. I'm always like, I'll drive, and he's like, no. Yeah. No, it's a good. It's a legit question. Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
scratch you.
figured that's
I
what
didn't
it
mean to
was.
scratch your gorgeous self. God, you're so soft. You and Holly are so
Hey,
soft.
can everybody shut up for about 2
Oh
seconds?
wait, is it that dude? There's a violinist.
He's buying some damn water.
They say that's fake anyway. I heard people talking about
The
it.
Orange Crush?
The guy with the thing.
The what?
The violin.
Can you be more vague?
Playing a recording or something?
Yeah.
Oh my
I heard
gosh.
them talking about it one day.
Wait, was it not Ken Stanton then?
Yeah.
No, we already passed them.
What the hell was that? An ice cream truck from
The
Mexico?
guy on the left, and he had a
What?
Was it?
violin.
Oh, that was
Out there on the road?
He's like a guy you'd see on the streets of New York.
Oh my God, I want to just shoot him right
On
now.
the streets of, he was on next to
Goat
on the
man.
side of the road where people stopped.
Grammy, repeat what you just said about the goat man.
Yeah.
Repeat what you just said.
Said people would like to stop and talk to him. He had about, I don't know, 8 or 10 goats attached to him.
Was he also
a
a goat?
wagon?
And who is this you're talking about?
The goat man.
What's his
Oh yeah,
name?
there's actually a word for that. It's called Krampus.
Thank you. You've been tricked.
Krampus.
No.
That's right.
Not Krampus.
Who is Krampus?
Krampus is a sort of a
The
goat,
goat man?
Where did you get this very child-appropriate blanket at?
That blanket has been around a long time.
We've seen that blanket.
It has. We all would take a trip.
It's been passed down from suburban to suburban to suburban to condo.
I bet some full bush babes have been on this
Did you get
one.
it originally?
Me?
Yeah.
No, it was in the suburban.
Maybe I got